Putco services will resume tomorrow after 1 day of suspended operations. The bus operator suspended its services due to a late payment of subsidies from the Gauteng Transport Department. The delay left over 230,000 passengers stranded. Gauteng Premier Panayza Lesufi says this was unfortunate and won't happen again. eNCA's Heidi Giokos reports.
Bus operator Putco says it hopes there will be no repeats of what happened on Thursday. The company had to suspend its operations as it ran out of money for diesel. The Gauteng Transport Department that subsidizes Putco made a late payment, leaving the bus operator in the lurch.
The buses are not operating, and it is because we do not have the diesel to operate. This stems from the fact that we have not received our much subsidies from government. Now this has put us in this position. Close to 1,400 buses are parked today across the country in 3 provinces, and as well as the fact that 230,000 passengers have been affected by this. So that is the reality that we sit with today. But from our side as a bus company, we are within a bus industry that is very much underfunded, and what that tells you, what that means, it basically says that we do not have the necessary funds to actually fund ourselves beyond the actual subsidies that we receive. You look at a company as big as Putco, we should be talking about reserves that can last us at least 3 months. But because of the underfunding for over 21 years, we have not been able to have those reserves. We're not talking about profit, we're merely talking about the diesel here.
The Gauteng government says this will not happen again, as the relationship between both entities will be strengthened.
On behalf of the Gauteng provincial government, I want to profusely apologize to the passengers, to the sector, and all those that were affected and harmed. I can safely and confidently declare that Putco buses will run as usual first thing tomorrow morning, and that all the logistical arrangements that led to this delay have been resolved, and all parties accept that they are ready to render their services. This is the first time in 76 years that this kind of service disruption occurred. And I want to assure, to avoid this, we are ready now to have a long-term service agreement with the entire bus sector. We're operating on something like a month of limited period arrangements. And I'm briefed by the leadership of the department that we are now having a long-term agreement of almost 7 years and beyond, if possible. And if we sign and finalize that, this disruption will be history. We'll then have a permanent way of dealing with this matter.
Putco has been criticized for not informing its customers on time, but its management says this won't happen again.
It definitely could have been handled better, but unfortunately our hands were tied because we had discussed the issue with the department for over 2 weeks. If we had known, we could have given a notice far earlier, but we only found out yesterday afternoon that it was not possible and that we would only get paid on Monday. I think we're aware of the irregularities, but it's the province's obligation to ensure that it has enough funds for these contracts, irrespective of the public transport operating grant from National Department, and therefore they need to make provision for that, which has not been done, and that has led to this problem. The fact is that paying for services in advance is a practice they have used in the past. It can still be done. It could have been done if the right processes were followed. Going forward, this will be alleviated by the fact that you will have different requirements in terms of the contracts, and therefore this situation should not happen in future.
The operator says passengers who were left stranded will be assisted with either a discount or a reimbursement for the day lost due to the suspension. Heidi Giokos in Soweto.